So welcome everybody to another review of a new 4K release, and yeah, we're looking at 2015's The Witch. Now this has been released by Second Sight, and yeah, it's another one of their 4K releases that is really solid. Not just in terms of the physical aspects, but also the extras on the discs themselves, and the 4K restoration that has been done to it as well. So yeah, this is directed by Robert Eggers, who we've talked about recently, who directed The Northman, another film that got given a recent 4K release, and he also did The Lighthouse. Still yet to see that. And yeah, this clocks in at 92 minutes long, made for $4 million, which is a pretty, small budget for nowadays, or at least even 7 years ago. And yeah, but at the box office it made 40.4 million, so it was a huge success for a debut film from Robert Eggers. And yeah, it's a period supernatural horror film. Stars Anya Taylor-Joy, who was really rather great in Split, Last Night in Soho, also was in The Northman, and in Emma, which was my favourite film of that year that it came out, 2019 I think. And yeah, also stars Ralph Ineson, who was also in The Northman, who was Amicus Caro in the last 3 Harry Potter films, as well as The Green Knight, Ready Player One, and the Chernobyl miniseries, which was rather excellent. And it also stars Kate Dickie, who was also in The Great Green Knight, as well as Prevenge and Prometheus. And this is about William and Catherine, who lead a devout Christian life with 5 children in 1630s New England. Homesteading on the edge of an impassable wilderness, exile from the settlement when William defies the local church. When their newborn son vanishes and crops mysteriously fail, the family turns on one another. So yeah, this is an effective horror film that has solid performances throughout. It's got a great atmosphere to it, a good setting that is enhanced by the way it's filmed, convincing production, which is aided by the fact that they use really rather, old English kind of language from the 1630s. It's got an unnerving tone with tense scenes, plenty of shocking violence. It's also got plenty of themes that it deals with extremely well. And though I didn't find it all that particularly scary, it is nonetheless a very engrossing effort. And yeah, clocking in on barely an hour and a half means that it doesn't outstay its welcome either. So yeah, as per usual with these Second Sight releases, it is a superb physical release. So yeah, you've already seen the front of it. There's a side and there's a rear as well. Again, nicely done. And yeah, you obviously get the discs themselves, but you also get a massive book to go with this. Again, on the side, nothing on the back, but it's how many pages is it? It's 141 pages thereabouts, which is, well, technically 145. And yeah, not only just get the shots from the film, but you also get behind the scenes look at the set and the costume designs. But you also get about the production. You get The Witch's hauntingly accurate portrayal of early New England, written by Emerson W. Baker, who is a professor. You get Into the Woods, The Witch's folklore and fairy tale by Shala Rowan Legg. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name there. You also get Nothing But Our Innocent Blood, Hell Visited Upon Plymouth in The Witch by Charles Bromensco. Then you get I Am That Very Witch by Anya Stanley. Then you got Diabolical Dualities in Robert Eggers' The Witch, a New England folk tale by Anton Bittel. Then you got Sympathy for the Devil, The Sound of Dissonance in The Witch by Lillian Crawford. And then you got Sympathy for the Witch, Witchcraft as a Metaphor for the Problems of Living by Daniel Bird. And then you got the typical acknowledgements and production credits. And yeah, production credits include, because obviously this has had some work done on it to make it look as good as possible. And yeah, special thanks to all of the usual people and the like. I was actually looking to see if it had any stuff about the production itself, or at least in terms of the release itself. But doesn't seem to have anything about it, but it is in 4K and therefore it looks glorious, especially if you've got the right TV for it. And yeah, you get a bunch of art cards as well. They look similar, but they are different. As you see, there's a crow. So these are all animals that feature in the film itself, in some regard. There's a rabbit. There's a goat. There's Anya Taylor-Joy herself. There's that same shot that was on the back of the case as well. And finally, a shot from the film with Anya Taylor-Joy once again. And yeah, the discs themselves are housed in this little booklet, which again has images of the animals. And yeah, there's a disc, so you get it on Blu-ray as well, but obviously the 4K is the main draw with this. So yeah, fantastic film, easily one of the best debut horror films going from the mid-2010s. Only really the likes of Get Out, I would say, are somewhat on a par with this, but obviously this is a complete different kind of horror film in the way that it is set and the way the themes it's going for and the like. But yeah, fantastic film. I'm really glad Second Sight have given it a release, and obviously Second Sight have another horror film coming out soon. We have Dog Soldiers coming out in August, which again is another fantastic horror film and one I'm extremely looking forward to. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this film. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.